Hi, friends. Welcome again to Pain to Passion Live. You have no idea how much it means to me that you guys have been listening to this show. It's been so moving and incredible to get your feedback. I really, really appreciate that you've been taking the time to listen. And if it's been blessing you, like I think it has, based on the things that I've been hearing back from you, could I ask you a favor to just go and rate and review the podcast? That will help so much with getting the word out so that we can encourage even more people. Thank you, thank you, thank you in advance for the time that you will take to go and rate and review. It means a lot to me. Okay, so we have just gotten through the Thanksgiving holiday. I cannot believe it. Here we are. It's December. It's officially the Christmas season. Now, I don't know about you, but Thanksgiving was a little bit challenging for me. One thing that they don't mention when you're healing from trauma is that some things will actually get harder. So, Thanksgiving usually is a little bit like there's a bit of melancholy in the back of my mind, but this Thanksgiving, it was like my body full on kept the score. I was not okay for a lot of Thanksgiving. And I know that's like a super vulnerable thing to share on a podcast, but I want you guys to know what it looks like to heal because this healing journey is so important to me. And it's so important to me that you guys are investing in your own healing as well. So for me, I just felt a lot of heaviness, a lot of grief. My nervous system was like really buzzing, and I had to think through it later. That day, I just really had to be kind to myself, be gentle with myself. I took a long nap in the middle of the day, but I had to think about it later, like why maybe is my body responding the way that it is? And I thought of a lot of things. I processed some things with my therapist. Holidays were challenging for me growing up. There were good things, of course, and there were hard things. And a lot of the holidays, I was responsible for things that I shouldn't have been responsible for as a child. That's just the fact of it. So there was a lot of hard work, and there wasn't any space for me to express my real emotions. So if I was feeling like I was too tired to do something or like I didn't want to do something, that just wasn't something that was allowed in the space that I grew up in. I could not express that. All I could express was joy. So I realized over the past week that a lot of the happy memories that I have from childhood of holidays are actually not real. And that might sound a little bit intense, but it's one of those things that you kind of have to deconstruct as you're going through these processes. A lot of the happy memories were actually fake. They were manufactured because I had to be happy. I didn't have a choice but to be happy on the holidays. Being sad or disappointed or frustrated or tired or angry, those were not options. And I would have been really punished for having any of those feelings. So Thanksgiving this year for me was hard. And here's why it gets harder sometimes as you heal. It's because as you heal, you are dissociating or numbing out less. And it's a good thing. One of my goals early this year was to cry more because I was having a really hard time accessing my tears. I hadn't cried in a very, very long time. Now, here at the end of the year, I'm so thankful because I cry all the time, you guys. Like, I am so excited that my tear ducts work again. But that means that I'm feeling more, right? I'm not numbing out like I used to. So just prepare yourselves if you're on this journey that there will be some things that you hit up against that you are going to feel it maybe for the first time ever. You may feel the heaviness of grief of a memory or of something for the first time ever. And as we go into the holidays, I wanted to talk about this because the holidays are all wrapped up in different kinds of emotions, right? There's high emotion at this time of year. Some of it is wonderful emotion, some of it is joy, some of it is laughter, some of it is a feeling of belonging, of gathering, of love. And I have those as well. I love celebrating the holidays with my kids. I love making it magical for my children. I love the snow. I love sparkly lights. I love all of those things. But there's another side too, that's grief. And for some of us, it's grief of people that we've lost that are no longer here with us, right? For some of us, it's grief over maybe the holidays that were not right for us growing up. There is just this juxtaposition of joy and grief in the holidays that can be really hard to carry. And sometimes you feel like you have to put yourself in one box or the other. And I want to tell you right now, you can hold them both. You can hold them both with tenderness. And in those moments of joy, just fall into the joy. And in those moments of grief, give yourself so much kindness and tenderness in the grief. I hope that's helpful for some of you. I know that something that I'm so grateful for every single year, it always surprises me. I'm not sure why it surprises me anymore because literally every year this hits me as we're going through the motions of different holiday things. And then I will hear, "Oh, Holy Night" in the speakers in the grocery store, or I will see a nativity scene out on someone's lawn. And I get so overcome with emotion because it's this reminder to me of the one that I love and the reason why we have this holiday in the first place. It's because of Jesus and the fact that he came and he's the one who has loved us. He is the one who decided that we were worth it to him to come as a human being and to live a sacrificial life and to die for us. It absolutely blows my mind. And I've told you this before, like Jesus is everything to me, and I will never hide that because he has changed my life. And his friendship, his companionship has been so real to me my whole life. So this year, what happened to me was last week, my daughter gave me the book of the Charlie Brown Christmas, which her grandmother gave her last year for Christmas. And we were sitting on the couch reading the book, and it got to that part. I have it right here for those of you watching on YouTube. Here's the book version. I'm sure most of you have seen the movie, the show of Charlie Brown's Christmas. And we get to the part where, Charlie Brown, he's like so frustrated because he can't understand, like, what is all this about? What's this, all this commercialism about? What is Christmas about anyway? He's so frustrated. He's so angry. And Linus says, "I know what it's about." And he steps into this little spotlight. It's like a very dramatic moment. And he says scripture, "And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them." And he goes through the story of Christmas. And I was sitting on the couch reading this to my daughter, and I literally had to stop reading out loud because I was so overcome with thankfulness and gratitude and emotion for this Jesus who has been so kind. And he came in the middle of our mess. He came in the middle of dirt and grime and warring factions and death and ugliness. He came in the midst of that. Why? He says he did it for the joy set before him. And you know what that was? You know what the joy set before him was? It was you. It was me. It was relationship with us. And that completely blows my mind and overwhelms me. And so I've been hearing from a lot of people that the holidays are feeling heavy, that there's just heaviness in the air. Like, even in my family, you can probably tell I'm a little bit sick. We've been getting sickness after sickness, and it's not something we've experienced in years. And there's just been like this heaviness over us. There's been a heaviness over a lot of my friends, over a lot of people that I know. And so I decided that I need to do something about it. That no matter what you're going through this holiday season, we can bring some light. We can bring some hope into this season. So I wanted to let you know, when I'm not sure when you're listening to this podcast, but if you're listening to it in December of 2022, I want you to know that I have created something for us just to inject hope into this season for us. And it is a 10-day interactive Advent devotional. It's called The Most Joyous News, and I cannot wait to share it with you. I want to gift it to all of my listeners and all of your friends and anyone I can for free, absolutely free. So what's going to happen, you guys, is on December 12th, which is a Monday, you will get the first devotional from me to your inbox. And every weekday, that Monday through Friday, you will get another devotional, followed by the same thing the next week. So it's 10 days. It's going to end on December 23rd. And we're going to have two live Zoom calls, where we will get together and we will just rejoice together and we will talk about the story of Christmas together. So the devotional is actually stories of the people who were there for the first Christmas. And I really, really think they will encourage you. They will encourage your dreamer's heart. They will give you perspective during this season. And I really, really am just so excited to share this hope with you. And if you want to sign up for it, it's really easy. You just go to my website, gabiruth.com/advent. Gabi Ruth is GABIRUTH, then /Advent. You can sign up there. You'll get a welcome email, and then everything will start on December 12th. I can't wait to share it with you guys. I will put the link in the show notes as well. Okay. So we will go through the story of Christmas together. There will be a story from different characters there. When I was writing this, I was just so moved in my spirit by what God has done. And I think you're going to be moved too as you read the story of Mary. You read the story of Joseph from a new and fresh perspective. You read the story of the shepherds. I'm going to actually read you a little bit of the very first one so you get a taste of what it's going to be like. So we're going through Luke chapter 2, and here's a little bit about what Mary has to say. Okay, if you have your coffee, I have my coffee right here. For those of you watching the video, I'm going to take a sip. Grab your coffee and listen up to this story of Mary so you get a little taste of what this devotional will be like. The timing seemed terrible. My round belly had fallen low. I knew my son would be born soon. I felt the pains come and go, and my mother would look at me and say, "It will be any day now." But we didn't have a choice about this journey. We had to go. Everyone had seen what the emperor could do to those who ignored his decrees. So as the baby kicked and my muscles cramped, we gathered our few supplies and departed on our 10-day walk to Bethlehem. Little did I know then that while it seemed so hard, and I wondered why God would have chosen this particular moment for his son to be born. This trek had to be made. Let me go back. This trek we had to make in the midst of hardship was, in fact, God's hand, his way of fulfilling that which he had foretold through the prophet Micah so long ago. But you, O Bethlehem Ephrathah, are only a small village among all the people of Judah. Yet a ruler of Israel, whose origins are in the distant past, will come from you on my behalf. Micah 5:2. This most difficult of journeys fulfilled the word of God. Oh, what a humbling honor to be chosen for such a journey. If you are on a painful, difficult path right now, trekking through wilderness with the discomfort of a full promise inside of your belly, don't question God. Instead, fall before him and worship. Trust the Almighty and know that it is precisely this journey that will take you to the place he has preordained for your promise to come to pass. Mary. And then after that, there are some questions for you to ask yourself and some questions that maybe we'll talk about on the Zoom calls together, but I'm going to keep those a secret because those are going to be really special for your heart. So these are coming again from gabiruth.com/advent, and I would love to have you be part of this. And I hope that it gives you some of that true holiday spirit. One more thing that I would like to mention before I go is that next week, on December 7th, which is a Wednesday, I'm hosting a writing workshop called Find Your Voice and Write Your Story. It would be so much fun to have you there. You can find that. It's a 2-hour workshop on Zoom, and we will help you find your unique writing voice and start organizing your story. So if that sounds like something that's helpful for you, I would love to have you there. But you can go to gabiruth.com/store and you will find it there. It's $20 for 2-hour workshop. I'm really excited to have you guys at that as well, if it's something that serves you. And no matter what, whether you're just listening, whether you join Advent, whether you join the writing workshop, or whether you are just there having coffee with me right now, just know I'm so grateful for your life. I'm so grateful for your that you are here. And I hope that you are having a joyous holiday season. And I will chat with you again here on Tuesday with a special guest, and then next Friday again for Coffee with Gabi. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, my friend.